This is the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAT.
Gold heading back to Lawrence County.
Your home for the County of Champions.
Settles under it. The senior makes the catch. Perfection. Neshannock, again, are your Class 2A state champions.
Force out the third, and that will do it. Mohawk is your 3A softball champions.
Buzzer's going to sound. Union repeats as the Class 1A WPIAL champions.
The top local athletes and the top sports moments all featured here, live or archived at lcsportsnet.com.
Sideline getting by one defender, and he's going to go all the way by Harrison. Harrison on the ground finds Blundo. Blundo rolls it in, up and good for two.
Shallow right field, giving a run, and a sliding catch made.
Down to 6 on the play clock. Here's Snap in the hole. The kick is up. The kick is long enough. It is good!
That's fly ball deep right field. Get out of here!
Hope running for his life. Throws it up for grab. There's a man open.
Touchdown.
No way!
Away from him, right back to Stanley from the seat of his pants, and he throws it off the window and in.
Featuring over 100 broadcasts of county events in over a dozen sports. Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet.
Coming to you live from Chuck Tanner Field for WPIAL Class 2A baseball here in the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. The Shenango Wildcats, 5-1 in section play, 8-2 overall, hosting the Neshannock Lancers, coming in at a 4-2 section record, 8-3 overall. Alongside Rich Saragnese, I'm James Dotson here from Chuck Tanner Field. The quick turnaround to get here for a 4 o'clock start. Made it just in the nick of time, getting on the air and ready to go for Lawrence County baseball, Rich, and a rivalry unlike just about any other here in Lawrence County. Cats and Lancers here today at Chuck Tanner Field.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see what both teams have to offer today. I know there's high expectations from both teams in AA. So far, both teams off to a really good start. The Lancers, I believe, are 8-3 this year. Wildcats 8-2. Both teams pretty close in section play, 4-2, 5-1. So really important series here to start off today with both aces going on the mound today.
Yeah, you have a rematch of the second game from last year when these two teams played, as Joe Campoli, the senior left-hander on the mound for the Shenango Wildcats. He's got a 4-1 record on the year. He'll be taking on Jake Rind as the starting pitcher, 4-0 on the year for the senior right-hander for Neshannock. So two seniors trusted for game one here today. And you mentioned the section standings. I talked to Coach Othidis before the game. He said, unfortunately, the way you almost got to think, sometimes splits are going to be quality down the stretch because of how tough this section is. Shenango at 5-1, Freedom and New Brighton each at 5-3, then Neshannock at 4-2. And you can hear that wind howling here as we get ready for first pitch delivery downstairs for ball one, 3:52, your time of, or 3:58, excuse me, your time of first pitch. Campoli winds and fires inside ball two to Cole Hutchinson. We'll find out what scenario is going to work best. I'm probably going to lean forward here, I think, right under the speaker. That's going to feel good all game. Inside corner for strike one, 2-1 the count. We'll take a look at the full batting order here after this first at-bat. 2-1 pitch, fisted right back to the mound. Campoli takes a couple of steps and throws it over for the first out of the inning. 1-3 on the putout. Let's look at the Crane Room starting lineups here today. Hutchinson, Rind, Wilson, Mezzanot, Aiken, Pallarino, Veronese, Biondi, and Cameron. The center fielder Adam Rickle being DH'd for by Hunter Wilson. So Jake Rind now to the plate to face Campoli. First pitch breaking ball is going to be lifted towards left center field. It's going to fall in for a 1-out single. So, Rich, you see a little bit of pitcher's delight on both ends. You get the first out of the game defensively, but then pitcher helping himself getting the first hit of the game in the top of the first.
Yeah, that's always a good way to start for the kid. I know a lot of times high school pitchers will struggle not carrying their at-bats out onto the mound. Jake, he's a senior, he's experienced. he's not one that would do that. But a lot of times, just the norm here, the high school pitcher, they can carry that out there. So that's a good confidence boost for the kid to get his day started.
And now an Axe courtesy runner, Hayden Tatterson, running at first base as DH Hunter Wilson steps to the plate. First pitch misses outside to him for ball 1.
Yeah, curious to see the moves that Joe's going to have. First pitch so far, just a quick slide step. A lot of times a lefty are either going to be a V guy, meaning at their balance point, like where their legs are, or a head guy, meaning that when they're looking at the runner, they're throwing home like he just did there, or if they're looking home, they're going to pick off the first.
Varying the looks and varying the leg angle, kind of a knee-to-knee slide step that time. But 2-0 the count, first time you've seen him working from the stretch. Third year in a row, Campoli has faced the Lancers. This one downstairs, 3-0 the count. Mentioned last year these two played against each other. Campoli 4 innings pitched, gave up 5 runs all earned, 6 strikeouts, 5 walks. That was kind of the Achilles heel in that game, was the pitch count getting up and a few too many free passes. Neshannock able to come from behind. They trailed 4-0 after the first inning in that contest. 3-0 pitch in there for strike 1. Hunter Wilson heading to Lakeland Community College.
Batting .556, I see.
Yes.
That is quite impressive.
Well, how about this, though? Cleanup hitter, 3-hitter most of the year. All singles. No extra base hits on the year for Willie. He hits this one the other way. Another one-bagger. Trying to go first to third is Tatterson. Throw's going to come through and actually be cut off by the pitcher, Campoli. Runners on the corners after the Wilson single.
Yeah, great piece of hitting there. From where we're at, this is going to be fantastic to watch. I could see everything right above the plate. Just a 3-1 fastball middle out. Did exactly what Coach Q teaches them to. Not do too much, hit a single to right.
Mentioned the compact section rankings right now with Shenango a 2-game leader of Freedom and New Brighton. Neshannock just a half game back at 4-2, and then Laurel at 3-3. You also have 2 teams at the top of the rankings. Shenango ranked number 1 right now according to the Trib Live High School Sports Network in Class 2A. Neshannock at 4. First pitch breaking ball downstairs to Luca Mezzanot for ball 1. After this pitch, we'll look at our Medora Bonner Law defensive alignment here for the Shenango Wildcats.
Yeah, so for Luca here, just need a ball in play. Looking for something to elevate dead red fastball.
1-0, chopper up the middle, right at the shortstop, taking it himself. There's Trey Ross for the twin killer to end the inning. A 6-3 double play ends the threat and leaves runners stranded on the bags. No runs, 2 hits, but the twin killer ends the inning. Neshannock, after a half inning of play, 0. Shenango coming up to bat, so let's flip the script and take a look at Coach O'Thedes and the Shenango Wildcats. Coach O in his second year back, his second stint as the head coach. The batting order brought to you by the Crane Room Grill. Give him a call. Get a crowler to grow as well from the Crane Room Grill. Farilla, Ross, Patton, Campoli, Antarok, Hauk, Keeler, Deem, and Ziegler. 3 seniors, 4 juniors, a couple of freshmen also in the starting lineup for the Shenango Wildcats. Here at Chuck Tanner Field, dedicated back in 2004 for the longtime Pirates manager and Shenango graduate class of 1946. Shenango on their home field today, taking on Jake Rinn, a 175 earned run average on the season. Mentioned it at 4-0 on the year here, Richie. He's been basically been the workhorse over the last couple of years, not dominating numbers in terms of your strikeouts, but the ratio is right where you want it to be, a pitch-to-contact guy, and a very efficient pitcher.
Yeah, I was looking through Jake's numbers earlier, a kid I know pretty well. So when breaking his numbers down, most important thing that we look for is his pitches per inning, which right now he's a little bit under 15, which is exactly what we train for all off season. The best thing about Jake is he knows what kind of pitcher he is. He's out there throwing, call it 76, 78 probably, maybe a tick or 2 more, and he knows that. He knows he's not throwing 84, 86. He knows he's not going to overpower most teams with his fastball. So he has that changeup, he has that curveball, he has a slider he can use. He doesn't normally use it though. Just a very mature pitcher.
That kind of makes a difference right there. I mean, everybody wants to be throwing in the 80s, but if you're throwing fastball in the upper 70s, but then mixing speeds and locations, that breaking ball changeup, like you said, in the low to mid 60s, that fastball then all of a sudden feels like it's in the mid 80s.
Yeah, and you're going to see Coach Ladd is going to call pitches for the Lancers today. You're going to see a lot of spin, a lot of change-ups early in counts, little things like that. Again, just knowing what type of pitcher you are and playing to it rather than just not trying to be something that you're not. Jake does a phenomenal job out there.
Leadoff batter is the left fielder, A.J. Farilla, hitting .308 on the season. Have an interesting note on him because he's going to have a long day tomorrow, as is a couple of track members for both teams. The MAC Championships going on right here at Shenango High School tomorrow, starting at noon as that first pitch in there for strike one. A.J. Farilla currently ranked 6th in the javelin in that MAC meet for tomorrow. He's a multi-sport athlete here in the fall, also a member of the football team, but down 0-2, and you can see, even though in the upper 70s, behind on those first couple pitches.
Way behind. So here you're...
So
interrupted there.
No worries. A bit of a traffic jam up here, but what's the mindset there at 1-2 up and in? Now, what do you think as a pitcher?
Yeah, so you're just trying to change the eyesight. Probably here you're going to see something down and away. I would guess a breaking ball right here.
1-2. He goes upstairs again, but that's the thing. As soon as you start thinking that way.
Yeah, he was looking out there. I think Jake might have just missed the spot based off of where the catcher was set up. So basically, with the 0-2, when you elevate, you're just trying to get the eyesight, the level of the hitter, adjusting upwards. Then you normally follow that with something low or something down there.
So the first strikeout of the game, 30th of the year for Jake Rind. Now coming to the plate is the left-handed hitting Trey Ross. Outside corner for strike one. Trey leads the team with a .520 batting average on the season. We'll look at the Lancer defensive alignment here after this 0-1 pitch.
There's the
outside
slider.
Corner for strike two. Little backdoor breaking ball to go up 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Upstairs, here's the defensive alignment. Hutchinson, Rickle, and Eakin in the outfield left to right. Biondi and Pallarino, a couple seniors on the left side of the field. Cameron Veronese on the right side of the infield. Luca Mezzanot, the sophomore catcher for Jake Rind. There on the bump upstairs, 2-2. Now the count.
Yeah, Jake really elevated so far today. I know he's throwing his fastball past the hitters. What do we have? 8 pitches so far, 7 fastballs. He's got to get down in the zone early here.
2-2 foul back to the screen. Count will remain 2-2. You talk about the pitch count, how important it is. That double play actually kept Campoli, even with 2 hits in the first inning, just to a 12-pitch inning.
Yeah, right under his average. He's about 15, a little over 15 an inning so far this year. So that's going to be important today.
Now misses outside, and the count goes full here with 1 down to Trey Ross.
So based off these teams, I'd say we're pretty evenly matched. It's just going to be who walks less hitters and who makes less errors.
Payoff pitch. This one popped up to shallow center field. This one's going to be trouble with the sun. Rickle's going to settle under it, though, calls everybody off and makes the catch. Good job to fight it off. And the senior making the catch in center field for the second out of the inning. I remember playing here too long ago now, Richie, but center field and right field's actually even worse at times. But this and Old Hess are probably the 2 worst places at an outfielder to try to judge a fly ball with the sunshine.
Yeah, I can't say. Luckily, I don't have much experience at Old Hess.
First pitch breaking ball misses downstairs to Sam Patton. Well, with your team, do you remember your state championship year? How many home runs did your team hit in that entire year?
I'm going to tell you during the regular season, 0.
That is correct.
During the playoffs, I would say 2.
Do you know who hit the 2?
Mr. Donald Colucci hit both of them in one game.
That's
off
right.
Tyler Garby.
That was state semis, I believe, right?
Yep. I believe he's still pitching in the Cincinnati Reds organization.
1-0 pitch is going to eat up the third baseman. Biondi, kind of an in-between hop. Not much he could have done with it. It's going to be E5 to get the first base runner of the game for the Cats.
And like we just said, keys of the game today, walks, errors. There's 1 for the Lancers. I'm going to take a guess that whoever makes less mistakes will win this ball game.
You don't get to talk about it much, but when you play so much on turf and then you go and play on a natural field like you have here at Chuck Tanner Field, kind of plays and messes with you. I mean, you had to experience that in high school. How different is it in the mentality of not knowing what kind of bounce you're going to get?
So yes and no. Obviously, there is a different effect to it, but just knowing Coach Q like I do, and even when Bub was still the head coach when I was playing, I mean, we were taking ground balls in the parking lot. We were going to Flaherty Field. We were going other places preparing for it.
First pitch, strike one to Joe Campoli. Currently on an 8-game hitting streak is Campoli.
Batting .500.
Pickoff attempt and back safely at first there is Patton. Patton going to play football at Grove City next year after a fantastic senior campaign on the gridiron this year. This one lifted towards left field but foul and out of play. And quickly up 0-2 is Rind on Campoli.
0-2, I'm guessing Coach Latta here is going to go arm side, so away from Campoli here with either a fastball or changeup, just trying to show something.
Goes upstairs, and a lot upstairs. With that, as you're a pitcher, when you have all the pitches finishing up, what is it you're telling yourself to make the adjustment on the mound?
So that could be two different things.
This one is fouled off of his leg. That'll be a dead ball, foul ball.
For the most part, if you're elevated in the zone, it's something with your back leg where basically you're not staying in it long enough. Where Jake's a big slide step guy, which I'm a proponent for, but maybe not as much as he's using because that's going to rush that back leg and you get a little too vertical, a little too locked out in like the hip, quad, and knee, where we want to get that good bend right off the peak of your balance point. That should help him get down in the zone.
And this one catches him on the outside corner, freezes him. Second strikeout of the inning. One runner left on the bags. We're scoreless through one inning. Lancers and Cats here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Hey, Mom, do you need a ride to the store today?
Oh, no thanks, hon. I got it covered. Mike's taking me.
Okay, well, you have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, right? I can take you to that.
No, I got it covered too. Mike's taking me.
Mike?
Yes, Mike's my Axe driver. Picks me up right at my door and even helps carry my groceries. It's so convenient to schedule and ride with Axe. Wish I would have called him sooner.
Okay, Mom. Sounds like you got it covered.
I have an apple pie ready to eat. How about you help me with that?
When it comes to shopping for insurance, there are thousands of options out there. MVP Insurance proactively shops and compares your policies to find the best coverage and rate. Josh Mathur and David Verratti want to provide you with the level of personalized service that you know that you are the MVP of their agency. They simplify insurance so you can live stress-free. Visit one of the locations in Zingleople or in New Springfield, Ohio. Call MVP for the win. Proud sponsor of the MVP of the game on the Lawrence County SportsNet.
Here in the top of the second inning, let's take a look at the keys to the game today, brought to you by Works in Progress Paint Services. For Shenango, it's about setting up camp, trying to have your home field working well, and getting Joey Campoli off and running. For Neshannock, I think you kind of alluded to it. A few too many errors and a few too many walks over the course of the year. I mean, those are obviously the keys for any team, but Neshannock in particular, the way that they've played, they're able to survive an error in the first, but that's something you know you're going to keep an eye on of that count throughout the day.
Yeah, the errors is the thing that's holding the Neshannock Lancers back right now. Very uncharacteristic of them.
First pitch swinging is Anthony Aiken for strike one, fouled back to the screen. It's Aiken, Pallarino, and Veronese, the 5, 6, 7 hitters. You saw some interesting numbers, though, when you look at Joey Campoli. He has thrown more than twice the number of innings and twice the number of pitches as the rest of the pitching staff combined.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you want to give credit to the kid. That's an extremely impressive stat. The pitch count thing is something that I would like to get.
This one's popped up in foul territory down the first base line. Sam Patton giving chase, makes a nice catch coming back in foul territory to make the first out of the inning. I mean, yeah, you'd like to see the pitch count down, but he's been efficient in that, like you said, 15 pitches an inning. He's just doing the job, and you're not going to the bullpen very often when he's throwing because you haven't needed to.
Yeah, like you said, only 4 pitchers, I believe.
Only 4 have used all year, yeah.
Yeah, that's unheard of. I mean, you got to hand it to them.
First pitch foul back and out of play for Matt Pallarino.
But along with that, if you're going to throw, I believe it was over 100 pitches more than the next pitcher in Lawrence County.
Yeah.
I hope that the recovery and all that stuff's going right, where we're still working out, we're still lifting, we're still squatting, deadlifting, all that stuff, getting our long toss in.
This one's fisted back to the screen, quickly up 0-2 again as Campoli getting into the swing of things. And knowing Coach Othedius and knowing that staff, I would be very shocked if that wasn't happening between every game.
No, I'm sure they are. You know, I'm not saying that, but
right.
I just know that, sure, the weather's changing. You can say you feel good, but over the course of a season, at some point, that wall could hit.
Breaking ball in there for strike 3. Palorino down on 3 straight pitches.
I mean, he is grooving right now. He's efficient. Only at 18 pitches through an inning and 2/3, just attacking, getting ahead every count.
Now Joey Veronese will step to the plate with 2 down. That's the first ball thrown this inning by Campoli. Veronese had a 2-run single that gave Neshannock the lead in that come from behind victory a year ago. That breaking ball inside, 2-0 the count. Good pitch, right where you want it, but a better layoff by the batter.
Yeah, I mean, that's a 1-0 breaking ball where he's gone glove side right at the hitter's back knee. That's just a really good job by the pitcher here.
Now 2-0 fouled back and out of play from Veronese.
Looks like Joe's awfully late. I mean, he could go any way with this next pitch, or even throwing the 2-1 to set up the 2-2 potentially. He's gonna, at some point, he's gonna throw that breaking ball again.
2-1 right back through the box, and he's going to be in for a 2-out single. Nearly a nifty backhanded snag by Campoli, but just missed it by an inch.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great job by Joe. He was way ahead of him with his fastball. He kind of threw his fastball past him there. Sure, it's a single up the middle, but it got in on him. I know I'm seeing this from a pitcher's perspective.
Yes.
You can tell already, but wasn't really barreled up, kind of jammed him up. So that's something as a pitcher you're going to take a note of that for his next at-bat. Probably just attack him fastball next time.
Yeah, gave up the hit, but
we'll live with that.
You can live with that, especially with 2 outs and nobody on base.
We will live with that.
Neshannock will certainly live with the base hit as well, as this first pitch misses inside to Jackson Biondi. How about this? Was mainly a defensive weapon only early in the year. Got the swing of the bat last few games. How about 7 for 8 in those couple of games? Now he's in the batting order. 7 for 8 on the year. This one chopped towards second, taken there by Tyler Houck on the first for the 3rd out of the inning. So a 2-out hit, but that runner left stranded on the bags. We've played 1.5 innings here from Chuck Tanner Field. Neshannock and Shenango scoreless. Back in a moment here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Tired of gasoline costs? Why drive? Let the Newcastle Transit Authority take you where you want to go. Serving the city of Newcastle and stops throughout Lawrence County, as well as weekday service to Pittsburgh. Public transportation just makes sense. Why drive when you can relax and ride? For more information or for route schedules, log on to newcastletransit.org. The Newcastle Transit Authority, going your way. And remember, senior citizens ride free.
Your hip, your knee, your shoulder, whatever has been holding you back, UPMC Orthopedic Care is where you'll find experts to help you get back to a better quality of life. UPMC is pioneering minimally invasive surgeries, and we offer personalized treatment plans and same-day surgery to get you home and moving sooner. It's your ankle, your elbow, your hand, and it's your move. Visit upmc.com/ortho to learn how UPMC can help.
Another 12-pitch inning for Joe Campoli. Efficient, 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 and that's the name of the game really for both of these senior pitchers. 19 pitches thrown in the first inning for Jake Rind, as he will step back on the mound to take on 5, 6, 7 hitters here in the bottom of the 2nd inning.
Yeah, and for Joe, that inning faced 4 batters, started 3 of them 0-1, got those 3 hitters out. So it's as simple as that sometimes, is if you can get ahead, especially coming from the left side, hiding the ball the way that Joe does, if he can get ahead of these Neshannock hitters today, it's going to be really tough for them. And then on the other side, we got to get Jake to do the same thing. Jake got ahead of 3 of the 4 hitters. He got all 3 of them out.
And as soon as you say that, first pitch, ball 1 here to Christian Anerock, coming in a .286 hitter on the year. Now, if you throw a first pitch strike, as that one's swung on a miss for strike 1, it was Coach Diesel, former coach here at Shenango, who I think told me a first pitch strike ends up being retired in high school baseball about 60% of the time. A leadoff guy getting on base scores about 80% of the time in high school baseball. As incredible as those numbers are, I know you're a math guy too. I love those kind of numbers and those kind of statistics out there.
I wouldn't say I'm a math guy. I would say I'm a pitching guy.
When the numbers work like that, you love it. Count, and you said it, elevating again.
Yeah, and from where we're standing, I could see where the catcher's setting up. I don't think he's intentionally throwing those balls elevated like that.
Just need to adjust, find a release point. He does there. gets his third strikeout of the game, one away here in the bottom of the second inning. We said that Rind more pitch to contact, Joe Campoli more the strikeout pitcher. Right now it's 3 Ks for Rind, only 1 for Joe. Tyler Houck now will step to the plate, going to continue his scholastic and athletic career, going from Shenango to Shenango. Penn State Shenango, that program up and going here, just what, I believe it's second year of official.
Coach Nacera.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great baseball coach.
You know, love seeing that little pipeline kind of happening from Lawrence County and getting kids a chance. If they want to keep playing ball, they're able to do so. Count even at 1-1 here to Tyler Houck, hitting a .259 average on the season. Down at the knees for strike 2 to Houck.
I mean, these pitchers are attacking today. Pretty efficient so far. I hope we get to continue on today with this.
And working quickly, working very fast to the plate as this one's up the middle. Nice play by Pallarino at short and a throw across the diamond to get the out. Second out of the inning. A couple of nice web gem plays by each of our shortstops here in the first couple of innings. Trey Ross double play to end the first and get out of a jam, and in that one there, Pallarino practically behind second base before he was able to get his glove on it.
Yeah, for for Jake here, 2 outs, rule of thumb, we always want to attack fastball.
He does attack Jack Keeler, and it's upstairs for ball 1. Jake and Jack, familiar with each other with these two teams, a lot playing against each other.
Beautiful
this one's going to be line drive in there for a 2-out single. So much like Neshannock did in the top of the second, with 2 down, able to get a runner on base.
Wow, great piece of hitting there. Ball was middle, third, middle out. Sees it a little deeper, just takes a normal swing, laces it up the middle. Great piece of hitting. Honestly, it was a good pitch in a 1-0 count. Again, as a pitcher, I'll live with those 2-out singles.
Nate Deem, freshman designated hitter, hitting for fellow freshman Jonathan Santangelo, who's playing third base today. Rind now kicks and fires. Another left-handed batter in this lineup. Lots of lefties swinging the bat.
Yeah, and that works in the favor of the right-handed pitcher, especially for a guy like Jake, that his fastball is going to move arm side, so he'll be able to throw his changeup quite a bit today.
That one fouled back to the screen. Count even at 1-1. Here in the bottom of the second inning, New Brighton at Northgate, the other game going on here in section play, as well as Laurel hosting Aliquippa. More on that Spartans Quips series in a moment, because we got some news midday that one's going to be a little bit different. Breaking ball in there for strike 2, 1-2 the count. Yeah, game 2 is supposed to be tomorrow at Aliquippa. There are no umpires available to go to Aliquippa. They're moving that game to next Thursday. Throw over and back in time, sliding in safely there at first is Jack Kaler.
Lucas Santini tossing today for the Spartans. How about him, a no-hitter a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, against Freedom. Swing and a miss for strike 3 to end the inning. 4 strikeouts for Jake Rind and a runner left stranded on the bags. Scoreless through 2 innings of play. Rind and Campoli putting on a show. Back in a moment here at LCSportsNet.com, powered by LCAP.
Works in Progress Painting wishes a successful and satisfying season to all the Lawrence County sports teams and athletes. Work hard and bring honor to your team, school, and family in how you play. Joe Wright and his family have been providing painting, window cleaning, and other property services for business and homeowners in the Lawrence County area for over 10 years. Their goal on every project is to provide a meaningful service that honors their customer, God, and their family, and to have fun while doing it. Works in Progress is now booking interior painting projects for both residential and commercial projects. Call Joe today at 724-714-4294 to discuss your next project.
Since 1911, the City Rescue Mission has been serving our community by providing food for the hungry, shelter for the homeless, and hope for the lost. We continue to love all that come through our doors, extending mercy and providing grace just as God has done for each of us, serving with a compassionate heart and sharing the good news of the gospel and the hope we all have in Jesus Christ, just like we've done since 1911. We can't do this alone, and we continue to need your help.
No runs on the board, 3 hits for Neshannock, 1 for Shenango through the first 2 innings of play. And Ryan Cameron leading off things for the Lancers here in the top of the third. 9-1-2 due up Cameron, Hutchinson, and Rind. First 2 pitches missing way away. 2-0 the count. Campoli came out of blazing, especially in the second inning. Only 1 ball thrown in the entire inning. Falls behind 2-0, and Cameron makes him pay, and this one's going to go to the fence in left field. Extra base is coming here for the 9-hitter Ryan Cameron. Exactly what you're supposed to do as the 9-hitter. Turn that lineup over with an extra base hit nonetheless.
Yeah, I like to see the green light there from the 9-hitter on a 2-0 count. Most people would think, oh, it's the 9-hitter, just throw him a fastball down the middle. Not when your 9-hitter's batting .424, 15 RBIs. Yeah. Ryan's not your typical 9-hitter. This is why we said you cannot get behind in this Neshannock lineup, even the Shenango lineup. You got to stay on the attack as the pitcher. Getting behind, things like that happen.
Now turns it over for Cole Hutchinson. Mentioned Campoli on an 8-game hitting streak, so was Cole Hutchinson.
Looking for a bunt here from the Lancers probably, knowing Coach Q.
Thinking this might be a low-scoring game. 1 run might be a significant one, not scoring on the first pitch, missing for ball 1. So through the first 10 batters, I have 7 first-pitch balls, 3 first-pitch strikes from Joe Campoli.
Yeah, and Shenango pretty deep on the corners.
Another one missing downstairs, 2-0.
Wow.
To Hutchinson. 5 doubles on the year, and they've all come in the last 5 games for Cole. 3rd double of the year for Cameron, the leadoff batter now at second for Neshannock with nobody down. 2-0, and this one kicks away. They don't need the sacrifice. Cameron's going to be able to advance 90 feet on the wild pitch.
Yeah, 2-0 spin there, seeing a breaking ball. Not sure if that was a cross-up or what happened there. I mean, it was a short hop by the catcher. I don't know there.
That's one I'm sure Anna Rock would want back, thinking that.
That was the nicest way of me saying that.
Yes. And a 4-pitch walk drawn, so Hutchinson will go down to first base. Runners on the corners, nobody down.
Next up, number 5.
We didn't get a chance to look at the defensive alignment for Shenango. Let's take a look at that Medora Bonner Law defensive alignment in the outfield. Farilla, Ziegler, and Kyler. Santangelo and Ross on the left side of the infield. Tyler Houck, Sam Patton on the right side. Junior Christian Antarock behind the dish for Joe Campoli. Again, coming in with a 4-1 record on the year, a 1.40 earned run average.
Yeah, and from the pitching perspective here, this is where the game can start to spiral, start to get out of control. It's only the top of the 3rd inning, so we just need outs. Got to get through a little quicker here. 7 pitches already. Just attack, let the Lancers put the ball in play, trust your defense. If you give up 1, it's okay. It's only the 3rd inning.
7 pitches. The only one that's a strike, though, is the one that ended up in the left field fence. Another ball here to Jake Rind.
Yeah, and that was a good mound visit by Antarock. I like the catching leadership there. When your pitcher's out of the groove, you got to call time and go talk to him.
1-0, that's on the outside corner. Evens the count at 1-1. Coach Q there at third calling out the signs. Kurt Latta coaching at first for the Lancers. 1-1, throw over to first base. Runner was off and going with the pitch. And Cameron way off at third. He's going to get back in. The throw is going to go out in the left field. And that's going to allow the first run to score on the errant throw from Patton. So credit Hutchinson with the steal of second. And then the throw allowing Cameron to score on the A3. First run across for Neshannock and still nobody out.
Yeah, that's a tough one from the Wildcats' perspective. There's 2 ways you could look at that play, where it is only the 3rd inning, where you can just, that runner that's caught in the rundown, just take the out like we just talked about, minimizing. Or instead we throw the ball across the infield. Now we got a guy on second, a run already scored, still no out. I would have liked to see them just take the out there.
Yeah, you know what? I think the reason he didn't is because Cameron was further down the line than I think any of the Neshannock coaches or players would have wanted them to be. This one fisted, a little soft liner to the second baseman. Hutchinson reads it well to get back to the bag. Good play by Tyler Houck to settle under it for the first out of the inning.
Up next, number 20.
Yeah, so the rule of thumb there with that play is as the pitcher, you give the ball up to the second baseman. Second baseman has the viewpoint of the base runner, Ryan, over at third. He has the viewpoint of the base runner at first. All he's got to do is he can walk him back or jog him back, run him back. It doesn't matter. Or he could still see what Ryan's doing. just poor execution there.
Hunter Wilson now to the plate. First pitch downstairs
Again,
for ball one.
Getting behind again. 4 hitters this inning, 4 balls to start each batter. Lancers are just too good of a team. Coach Q's been here too many years. They're going to capitalize when you're throwing that first pitch ball.
Wilson singled back in the first. Was erased on the inning-ending double play. He hits this one to third base. Good play by Santangelo, taking it on one hop, but it's going to be thrown away. And rounding third and heading towards the plate, Hutchinson never slowed down, and he's going to score. 2 runs in the inning for Neshannock, both
errors.
On errors.
Like we said in the first inning, the team that makes the least amount of mistakes is going to win this game.
And Santangelo played that so well at third, too, then on that one there. Richie just rushed the throw.
Yeah, it looked like he just didn't follow through on his throw. Like he made the release, and then he just kind of stopped in his tracks. Or if you watch a big league game, you watch a college game, or even at the high school level, about 95% of guys that are moving well are going to kind of follow through a little bit with a step or two.
First pitch swinging is Luca Mezzanot.
There's that good strike we needed.
And you're right, both runs scored by the error, but part of it is because of what you just alluded to, not getting that first pitch strike in those last couple of bats.
Yeah. Yeah, falling behind first hitter of the inning. He's got ahead of.
This one misses outside for ball one, 2-0. Neshannock, leadoff double, a walk, but a couple of errors have allowed Neshannock to get a crooked number on the board here in the top of the third. 1-1 breaking ball misses upstairs. 2-1 now the count. This game was originally scheduled to be at Neshannock on Tuesday and then here at Shenango on Wednesday, but we mentioned that MAC tournament going on tomorrow all day. Really can't have a baseball game while that's going on, and here's a perfect example why. This foul ball is going to end up out on the track. Can't have that happening while you have someone like Tori Atkins going for another record in the 400 meters.
It's a good hit and run count here. 2-2, still no outs. 1 out, yeah. This is a good hit and run count. I know Hunter Wilson's not a speed demon over there at first, but he can get it done.
Mezzanot at the plate, team high 581 average on the year. He gets under this one, popped into shallow right field. This one could be trouble as Kyler was playing pretty deep, but he's going to come settle under it and make the catch. Good communication to call off Houck and make the catch for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, ball in the sun there. Really good job by Jack out in right field. You could see him waving off the second baseman. Hunter got a good jump there, did a good job of shutting it down.
2 down. Anthony Aiken now coming to the plate. Leads the team with 19 runs scored.
First in the county.
That's right. He's first pitch swinging, foul back to the screen for strike one. You all seen this, though, from Campoli, coming right back, attacking the hitters, and getting those first pitch strikes.
Yeah, and I'm not too familiar with him. I've only seen him throw one time prior to this, but it seems pretty simple with him. He's a heavy two-seam guy, not really throwing his breaking ball that much, but he's just got to stay in the zone.
This one misses inside, evens the count at 1-1. Yeah, always the issue with any pitcher. You got to be able to find that release point, and right now it seems like struggling to do so on that off speed. One.
Oh, boy.
Another one chopped foul.
When you see a hitter that late, you got to stay right there. So for me, if I'm out there on the mound and that's the type of 1-1 swing I get where he's that late hitting the ball over the first base coach, I'm going to elevate, go in on him, try and throw it right at his hands. And as a lefty, you have the advantage on the next pitch to throw that changeup off the plate. I'd like to see elevation or something in here. Challenge him.
The 1-2. He goes with the off speed on the inside. 2-2 now the count. Aiken, who had an RBI last year in this series, trying to cash in with 2 down here. He pops this one towards deep left center field. Ferrillo is going to get into the gap and make the catch on the run to end the inning. But 2 runs scored, 2 unearned runs on 1 hit and 1 error, or 2 errors in the inning. For the Lancers, they take a 2-0 lead over Shenango through 2.5 innings. This is our Maley Minute here on the Lawrence County.
Hey, Mom, do you need a ride?
So, producer Matt Flannery, get me on the clock here, sir, as we take a look around the softball world here in Lawrence County. We'll start with Neshannock, a 12-0 record, now 38 straight wins in their last 2 years. A 6-2 win over Laurel on Friday with Peyton Newman, 3 RBIs on the year. How about Gabby Quinn and Addie Fry, each now with 23-plus home runs in their career. Shenango, 5-2 now in section play after their loss to Laurel on Thursday last week. Zoe Offey, Emma Herb, Sid Byerly, all over 510 RBI at the top of that batting order. Riverside today, the opponent for the Cats. Laurel at 5-2 in section play. They defeated Shenango but then lost to Neshannock. How about the freshman Claire Zeppelin in the circle? 2-1 last week in her first starts of the year. Held Neshannock just 7 hits in that game. They're off until Shenango a week from today. Wilmington in District 10, they're 8-2 on the year. Their first section loss of the year to Sharpsville. They'll get another track at them here in a couple of weeks. Class 1A Union 9-1, 2 wins yesterday over Cornell. They've outscored everybody in the section 93-1 in their section games on the year. Mia Pruz with just shy of 600 strikeouts is a big part of it. They have 3 more section games scheduled for this week. Mohawk 7-0, 10-2 overall. They defeated Elwood City yesterday. Reagan Magno a couple of RBI. Lydia Cole her 6th home run of the year. Riley Prestfine has 3 home runs for Elwood City on the year. And real quick, Newcastle at 6-7 on the year. They had a non-section win last night over Montauk, 14-3. More on that here in a moment, but there's your Maley Minute brought to you by Maley Chiropractic, keeping you in the game as we keep you in the game of what's going on in the softball world across Lawrence County. 1-1 to count now to Rick Ziegler, trying to do exactly what they did on the other end. Excuse me, 0-2. The count here to Ricky. That one misses upstairs, and that's one you could tell Richie, as a pitching fan, wanted that one.
I'm throwing it to the same exact spot on the next pitch if I can.
And that one he gets him out in front, foul back. Count will remain 1-2. Kiara Manjiri in that Newcastle game, by the way, she's going to Pitt next year. 3 home runs last night.
Wow.
Just 3. She has 12 on the year. That's double the next highest in the county. 1-2 pitch swung on and missed for strike 3. How about Jake Rand? 5 Ks in the first time through the order.
Yeah, he's looking phenomenal right now. Again, the thing with Jake is just getting ahead. And, I mean, Shenango, I don't know how many hard-hit balls we really even have so far. There was a single by Jack. I mean, that's about it. So first time through the order, he's getting away with just basically throwing his fastball right at him.
First pitch breaking ball misses downstairs for ball 1. So what is your mentality when you were pitching of how you would change your approach as a pitcher the second or even third time through the order?
So it's all dependent upon the game. The results of the game are going to dictate what I'm doing. But if I'm Jake right now, I'm just going to stay with what I'm doing. Like the first at-bat against AJ, threw him 4 fastballs and threw 3 of them past him. Then he tried to spin him on his first pitch of the at-bat. I understand what he's trying to do. Coach Ladd is probably calling pitches down there. But I'm just going to challenge him, especially with a 2-0 lead, 1 out, no one on. I'm going to just see how many fastballs I get.
3 back-to-back Ks to start
6.
the third inning.
He's up to now 6.
6 Ks in the game.
Number 22, shortstop, Trey Ross.
Yeah, and rule of thumb as a pitcher, third out always in a hurry, especially when no one's on. So I'm throwing my fastball right at him here. I want to challenge, I want to see what he can do with it. But Trey batting .520, maybe you don't do that.
Yeah, team's best. First pitch breaking ball in there for strike 1, swung on and missed. Trey also leads the team in the stat that no one ever wants to lead. Most hit batsman. Been hit 3 times on the year. Yeah. Another 0-1 breaking ball. Breaks around the plate, count even at 1-1. Who was the designated hit batsman from your junior, senior year teams?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think it's probably got to be Colucci. The guy that we said hit the home runs against Tyler Garby in the WPIAL quarterfinals, or was that state?
Semis, I believe it was state semis, yeah.
Yeah. Had to be Big Donald.
The 1-2. Breaking ball. It's going to be chopped towards first base. Bobbled there by Veronese, and he's going to get the foot race by about a half step and complete the 1-2-3 inning. Neshannock leads 2-0 after 3. Back in a moment here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
No two companies create the same way. Toshiba empowers the art of business by uniquely enabling businesses to work with tools designed specifically for them. In a constantly evolving world, business communication must be agile, efficient, and fast. Toshiba is the company that helps you manage it all, from paper to digital to screen and back again. Toshiba, empowering the art of business.
GEM building contractors and developers have a proven record of performance on any size project. They bring value, local craftsmanship, expert management to meet any challenge. From design construction, from inspection to budget estimation, GEM Builder has been building our community for 70 years.
Two teams with championship pedigrees here doing battle. A 2-0 lead for Neshannock over Shenango after 3 innings of play. We were just chatting between innings here with Rich Saragnese alongside. I'm James Dotson. It's been 10 years since the WPIAL and state championship team for the Neshannock Lancers. Serge was a big part of that championship squad back in 2015. Had a little 10-year reunion for the Ashone game on Saturday. Had to be really fun to see all of those guys again. But you see most of them are still in touch and here locally.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool thing getting to see the whole team together again. For the most part, I mean, I'd say about 75% of us stay in touch. We still get together all the time. But it was really nice. Coach Q did an amazing job for us. We all really appreciated that.
Yeah, it's been really cool these last few years with that Ashone game to, again, honor the 1992 graduate, 1991 graduate, Anthony Ashone, who unfortunately passed away at a young age. One of the best players in county history on the baseball diamond.
Again, Joe falling behind.
3-0 the count to the leadoff batter, Matt Pallarino. Struck him out on 3 pitches his first at bat. Walks him on 4 pitches.
Yeah, just falling off the mound, kind of rushing. I know he works quick, and I like the pace that he's working at. When it's going good, like a green light, just keep going. But when it's not going good, like it's not right now, we got to either slow down or make an adjustment. And so far, I know he's only given up 2 unearned, but I'd like to see some sort of adjustment made here.
24 pitches in the first 2 innings combined, through 23 in that last one. Even it looked like his motion there felt like it was more slowed down.
Yeah, I mean, that's the adjustment that I've been calling for. There's a whole plethora of things that we could do differently. Like he's doing the leg kick here. I like that. That's all it takes.
That one misses inside, evens the count at 1-1 to Joey Veronese, hitting .381 on the year. Breaking ball, a little soft liner, deep to short, no play other than first. Long throw across the diamond, nice play by Trey Ross, and good communication out there, telling him his only play was to go to first.
Yeah, and that's a really good job by the base runner there, Matt Pallarino. A lot of times the base runner is going to get stuck there, kind of go about halfway and stop to see if it gets down, but off the bat he knew just basically off the sound and the contact that it was going to hit at some point. So really good job there.
So a pseudo-sacrifice moves Pallarino into scoring position. First pitch to Jackson Biondi upstairs for ball 1.
Jackson just going to know to do his job, get that runner over here to third.
Another breaking ball misses away, 2-0 the count.
Getting frustrated.
That one kind of broke around the plate, 2-0 the count. That championship 10 years ago, it's the longest drought that Neshannock has had between championships, though, of their 6 in program history. This one catches the outside corner, 2-1 the count. Believe it or not, that 6 championships puts them at 4th most in WPIAL history.
No hold.
Biondi holds there, and the count now 3-1. So the question is, can Richie Saragnese name the 3 teams that have more WPIAL championships than the Neshannock 6?
I can tell you Blackhawk.
No, actually.
That's not one of them? Okay.
I was surprised at that. I thought they had more as well. This one misses upstairs for a one-out walk.
Need a mound visit here. Need something. There you go.
I think we are going to get our UPMC trip to the mound. UPMC Orthopedic Care is Lawrence and Mercer County's local choice for sports medicine services. You can schedule an appointment at any of the 4 Lawrence County locations by calling 724-983-7000. I'll give you a hint. One of the schools doesn't even exist anymore.
Oh,
Exactly. So is that much of a hint? No, not really. One of them won a championship last year.
Pine Richland, one of them?
No, but you're thinking the right size. 6A champions last year. The Tigers of North Allegheny.
North Allegheny
won their 9th championship last year.
Wow.
Allegheny High School won 6 in a row over a century ago, from 1917 to 1922.
Okay.
And then McKeesport has 7 championships, most in the 50s and 60s.
Really? My college roommate and his brother, the head coach and assistant coach down there.
How about that?
Still searching for their first win this year, but
well, hey, it just shows you how it goes. Haven't had a championship since 1967, but squaring a bunt. Runner goes with the pitch, throw down the third, and the ball's going to be dropped. The throw beat him, but Santangelo couldn't squeeze it, so it's going to go as a stolen base.
Had a ball on the pitch there.
And looked like a rough slide going into third base, too, from Palorino.
He's all right. Throw some dirt on it. Worry about it later. Rivalry game. fix it up after the game.
Yeah, he sat out a couple games last week.
Man, they're
working back from injury.
Up. Wow.
9-hitter Ryan Cameron to the plate. First pitch in there for strike 1. Or second pitch in there, 1-1 to count.
Yeah, 1-1. First pitch he missed elevated. With the infield being this shallow, I'm a little concerned. Only in the 4th inning. I'd like to see him maybe back in the base path.
That one on the outside corner for strike 2.
That's the pitch he did not get on the last batter.
Yes. 1 ball, 2 strike to count now to Cameron. He pops this one foul and out of play. Count will remain 1-2. Part of it, too, though, on a grass infield, I remember I never wanted to be on the dirt in a grass infield if I had to play in. I wanted to make sure I was catching a ball on the grass. 1-2 misses upstairs, 2-2 the count. But then again, I probably led the team in errors when I played at shortstop and second base. So,
see, this is the tempo that I was talking about from Joe. Look how slow and elaborate until that foot strike, and then gets out front. Just kind of falling off the mound, though.
Yeah, you can see the frustration. Not sure if he's
very frustrated,
falling in a hole. That one just looked like came out of his hand straight up, so the arm's dragging behind.
Yeah, so if I'm him, you just got to think about tunneling and working through the catcher a little bit more.
This one roped on the full count pitch to left center. A 2-run single for Ryan Cameron doubles the Lancer advantage 4-0.
Great piece of hitting from Ryan there, Joe. Just a 3-2 fastball right down the middle.
And how much of that is probably a lack of trust in his breaking ball right now because he's been leaving it upstairs?
Yeah, I mean, he threw 2 good ones to Ryan. He threw a decent one to, I believe it was Jackson, Biondi, the batter before. Just a lot of frustration. Looks like the game's really speeding up on him right now. Like we said, that red light, green light scenario as a pitcher, there's got to be some sort of mechanical adjustment or mental adjustment that he's just not making right now. Again, there was 2 unearned runs, so it's tough. Pitching's tough, man.
Right now they're unearned runs. They could turn earned depending on how the rest of this inning goes, but more importantly, both those runs were walks. Walks and errors have literally led to all 4 Neshannock runs in this game.
And again, falling behind. You know, he's got 1 batter out this inning on a ground ball to short. He got ahead of that batter. Everyone else that is still rolling, he's falling behind.
Coach Q in his 6th year at the helm of the Lancers, 5th official season. Coached his 100th game earlier this year. That one takes a hard hop, and nothing that could be done there from Tyler Houck. It hit right off the grass and just popped about 40 feet in the air. So Ryan Cameron will get his 3rd stolen base of the season.
Yeah, nothing you can do there. I mean, the catcher, Christian, did exactly what he's taught to do. Throw it right at the pitcher's head almost, a 1 hopper. Unfortunately, just hit the lip of where the grass and the dirt meet, shot up over the base.
Yeah, if that lands 2 feet shorter, he's out. 2 feet further out, he's out. Just an unfortunate bounce here on Chuck Tanner Field. Coach Q, I think, just got the best bounce of the day. They're coaching at third base.
Yeah, about 20 pitches in this inning, only 1 out recorded, so now we're starting to see that pitch count.
That one down at the knees for strike 2. That was pitch number 70 of the game. Again, a 100-pitch limit during the regular season. They give you an extra 5 during the playoffs. 2-2 the count. This one downstairs, good block by Anorak. He's been a workhorse back there behind the dish.
Yeah, and so far 2 at-bats from Cole. We got a 1-3, so he grounded out to the pitcher, and then a walk. Looks like he's a little late again, so I'd just like to see Joe challenge him.
Payoff pitch is going to be fouled into the Shenango bench. It'll remain 3-2.
It's tough from where we are. I'm not sure if he's thrown many or if any changeups yet. From a left-handed perspective, you got to have a changeup, and it's tough for me to tell whether he's throwing one or not. I'd really like to find out. Just the way that ball would come out of his hand, this would be a perfect scenario for it, but I don't think he's throwing one today.
Payoff pitch, another one roped foul. Yeah, I'll be honest, when I pitched, I didn't use the changeup nearly as much as I should have.
Yeah, a lot of pitchers fight back against it. A lot of guys just don't have a feel for it, but I'm telling you, once you get a feel for it, it's a pitcher's best friend. It's the best pitch in baseball.
And this one going the other way, heads up to the 2 walking down the road, just missed him by a couple of feet. That's 3 straight pitches fouled off here by Hutchinson with 2 strikes. 2 runs in this inning. And a runner still in scoring position.
Watch for a potential steal here. Yeah.
Runner does not go. This one's chopped towards third again, and it's going to be foul. Cole Hutchinson battling against Campoli here. This will be the 10th pitch of the at-bat. He threw 12 pitches in each of the first 2 innings.
It's a good count to run on. Right-handed hitter. Not much of a hold.
And working the walk, 3rd walk of the inning issued by Campoli. A 10-pitch at-bat, won by Neshannock. And now Jake Rinn will step to the plate. Second time Hutchinson has gotten a free pass today. Rinn single in the first, lined out in the 3rd. Heading to YSU next year, just like his brother, but not playing ball. Just going for academics. I give a big pat on the back to anybody who chooses to make that decision.
Yeah, and that's a kid that definitely could play collegiate baseball if he wanted to. I know from talking to a couple different colleges that, preseason, during the season, asked me if we have any guys. Jake's always one of, if not the first guys from Lawrence County that I bring attention to, but unfortunately, but the kid just has other passions in life. You got to commend him for that.
Part of the extreme leadership program at Neshannock as well. Tells you enough about the kid. Runner goes here on the 1-1. Chopper up the middle is going to go over the head of the pitcher. And they're going to get Rinn at third. Yeah, Cameron took a big wide turn at third base, but I don't think he could locate the ball quite quickly enough. So runners were going. They both advanced, but 6-3 on the putout retires Rinn.
Yeah, and I just had a flashback to pitching in college. You're playing against Seton Hill. That is an automatic send from them. Anytime there's less than 2 outs, ground ball on the left side, base runner on second base, you just know it's an auto send. So that just took me back to the old college days.
Can't tell you miss it or anything. First pitch swinging is Hunter Wilson, and that one's going to eat up the shortstop Ross. Rounding third, never hesitating, is Hutchinson, and he's going to score. 2 more runs in for Neshannock. 6-0. That's a tough one. That's a tough play for the shortstop. That's one that he claims that he probably should be able to make every time.
Yeah, I think that's, in this game, playing for first place in the section, that's just a play that's got to be made. Tough hop somewhat, but he just retreated almost towards center field, where I'd like to think a shortstop, as you're playing on a 3-point arc like in basketball, where you can't leave that arc as he did there. You just got to attack and try and either get that on a 1-hop or just go all out for it and just lay out for it.
And catch it in the air.
Yeah, I think if he attacks that off the bat, maybe he didn't see it. You never know. I think if he attacks that, he might have had that.
Yeah, might be able to get it in the air. Easy for us to say from up here, though, for sure.
Believe me, I've made my fair share of errors. I commend these guys for what they're doing out there.
First pitch outside to Luca Mezzanot. So that's actually the second at-bat for Hunter Wilson that he has driven in a run. No RBI, but driven in a run on one of his hits as he reaches on an error. 2-0 the count now to Mezzanot, and that pitch count keeps on growing. 82 pitches now.
Still no action in the Shenango bullpen.
No. Again, they've not used many pitchers on the year, only 4 total. Trey Ross and Tyler Houck have been the next 2 main swingers, as this one's roped down the line, but foul.
Coach Q trying.
Little fun from our home plate umpire, Ricky Gabriel. Did we announce our umpires? I'm not sure we did. Mr. Rick Gabriel there behind the dish, and Dave Craycraft on the bases, as Coach Q tried to buy that one inside the bag and certainly was not. All fun and all love between all the umpires in the area and all the coaches and teams amongst each other here in Lawrence County. That breaking ball in there for strike 2. 2-2 now the count to Neshannock. 4 runs here in the top of the 4th for Neshannock.
Ken, it all started with that leadoff walk.
3 walks
2
in the inning.
Yeah.
Only 1 hit in the inning.
All 3 of those walks scored.
Yep.
And then,
Walks and errors, right?
Yeah, and then the error short, like we said back in the first inning, whatever team makes less mistakes is going to win this game. How many earned runs do we have on Joe?
2
so
out of the
far?
6
Only
right
2
now.
out of 6. 4 walks, though.
Payoff
5.
pitch misses. 5 walks now, 4 in this inning.
I'd like to see some chatter here or something. There you go.
And you're going to get another UPMC trip to the mound. And I think we are going to get our red zone call to the bullpen. Make sure you stop by the red zone on Wilmington Road in Neshannock for all your county sporting apparel needs, custom apparel, sporting goods, embroidery, and more. Voted best of the best in Lawrence County. Your red zone call to the bullpen coming up, so we'll step aside, get you all the changes here when we return in a moment on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. Neshannock leading 6-0 here in the top of the 4th inning.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in Neshannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $30 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapy is necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game. Whether you're hosting a big party, it's family dinner night, or you just need a place to go and watch the big game, the Crane Room Grill is the place to be. Need that something special for your upcoming event? Ask about the CR Brewing Company's custom brewing options to give your big day that personalized touch that your guests will never forget. Visit craneroom.com to see their full menu, or call in your takeout order now at 724-656-1553. The Crane Room Grill and CR Brewing Company, a winning combination. Lawrence County SportsNet is proud to honor Shenango's Zoe Buck as the March Red Zone Female Athlete of the Month for placing 6th in the Indoor Track and Field National Championships in the shot put. LC SportsNet is also proud to honor Shenango's Cassie Tucker and Newcastle's Jeff Patel as March Athletes of the Month for qualifying for the State Bowling Championships. Congratulations and best of luck to Newcastle's Jeff Patel, Shenango's Cassie Tucker, and Zoe Buck, the March Red Zone Athletes of the Month.
So your new pitcher is Jonathan Santangelo for Shenango. Comes in to make his first appearance on the year. Now the 5th pitcher Shenango has used on the season. Comes in with 2 runners on and 2 down. And Anthony Aiken coming to the plate. This one gets away and caught stealing to end the inning. Hunter Wilson saw it skip away but couldn't get there in time. 1 pitch. And they get out of the inning, but a 4-run 4th, 4 runs for Neshannock in the inning. On just 1 hit, there were also 4 walks and an error in the frame And after the caught stealing, one runner left on the bags. We'll keep it right here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. Let's take a look at what those changes were here real quick if we can. Hang on one sec. We got to go. There we go. Now let's find that defensive alignment. So here are the rest of the changes there. They had Tyler Houck move from second to third, Patton from first to second, and Joe Campoli moving to first. But, hey, pitcher's best friend. You throw a wild pitch, but your catcher is able to go and get the runner before they're able to advance.
Yeah, we'll take that there from the freshman, his first pitch of the season, first appearance in a varsity game, you know, super happy for the kid. Outs, we'll take it any way we can get it.
So that does close the book on Joe Campoli as well. 3 2/3 innings pitched, gave up 6 runs. 2 of them were earned on 5 hits. 1 strikeout to 5 walks, and 4 walks in that 4th inning. Just felt like he couldn't. That 2nd inning, he was so solid. I mean, 1st inning too, but the 2nd inning in particular, he was lights out. I believe 11 of his 12 pitches were strikes in the inning. And then in the 3rd inning, I could tell in warm-ups, just something didn't look right as he was warming up there, Serge. And a lot of missed pitches upstairs, especially in that inning. And then again in the 4th, just could not find the zone. And 4 walks in the inning, 3 of those walks scored.
Yeah, and looking back at his box score here, I think it just goes back to the point that I'm driving home about falling behind and not having command of a secondary pitch. If we're not going to throw a changeup, which you have to throw as a left-handed pitcher, you got to have a slider, you got to have a backup pitch. You cannot go out there with 2 pitches.
So now Shenango trailing by 6, but they have 3, 4, 5 hitters due up here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Yeah, and for Shenango, you just got to start scratching back at it. Not only just try and cut it in half, but just get on the board, put up a crooked number. You never know what errors Neshannock could start making.
Howland breaks around the plate, 2-1 to count now to Sam Patton. Yeah, you're not going to get 6 runs with 1 swing of the bat, right? Couple base runners, and this one a line drive, hit hard, but right at Ryan Cameron for the first out of the inning. Sam Patton still looking for career hit number 50, came in with 49 hits in his career. So now Joe Campoli now playing first base for Shenango. First pitch breaking ball in for strike 1.
I love the demeanor Jake has out there, the groove he's in. I mean, he's catch the ball on the mound, ready to go almost immediately. Watch how quick he gets this in his set.
Pitcher, want to be in control, you want to have the rhythm. That one misses just off the plate, 2-1 to count. Yeah, you want to have the rhythm, but like you said, though, you could see that with Campoli, sometimes trying to keep that rhythm of going too quickly. You got to stay in control of yourself. 2-1 pitch fouled down the left field line and out of play. I like this too. John Santangelo goes right to the bullpen to get a little more loose before he's going to go back out on the mound for Shenango. Two froze him.
Set and spin. Just fold him.
Up next, number 12.
Second time Campoli has been caught looking, and what are you saying there as a batter? He was looking for something off speed?
Yeah, I think he was just guessing. Jake threw him 2 really good breaking balls to start the at-bat, then came back with 2 more fastballs, so he's probably thinking, odds are he's not going to throw me a 3rd straight fastball. What do you know, Jake, like he did, up 6-0, you just challenge him with a fastball.
Why is it catchers always seem to be the ones that get hit the most?
Next up, number
As Christian
35,
Anarok
Tyler Houck.
goes a hard 90 down to first base. And we'll get our Axe courtesy runner coming out. That is Michael Egato.
Michael Egato running for Christian Anarok.
Axe is here to get you there, like your courtesy runner. Lawrence County's door-to-door courtesy transportation service. It's open to the public, taking people to work, play, anywhere else they want to go. Give them a call at 724-652-5588. Two in the top of the 3rd, 4 in the top of the 4th. For Neshannock, a quick throw over, and Egato, lucky for him, he wasn't far off the bag, basically fell back.
Yeah, or he was out there if he was a step more off the base.
First pitch misses upstairs to Tyler Houck for ball 1. 7 ribbies on the year for Tyler Houck. As Shenango, 8-2 record on the year, losses. Get that in a minute. This one's two-hopped Pallarino, and he'll take the easy out to second base to end the inning. Fielder's choice 6-4 ends the frame. 1 runner left on the bags in the bottom of the 4th inning for Shenango. 6-0. Neshannock leading over Shenango. Back in a moment. It's lcsportsnet.com, powered by LCAP.
Don't get left out to dry. Call the Penn Ohio Bottled Water Company for the fastest and most efficient bottled water delivery service in the area. Penn Ohio offers bottled water ranging from 16.9-ounce bottles to 5-gallon jugs, perfect for your next event or office water cooler system. Also, don't forget to ask about their custom labeling options. Visit PennOhioBottledWater.com for more information and to get a quote on their delivery services. Whether it's at home, in the office, or on the sidelines, Penn Ohio has you covered.
When it comes to protecting those you love, the businesses you've built, or the things you've earned, you need someone you can trust. Who better to protect your interests than a local insurance agent? Pontius Insurance is a team of local agents helping local residents in Lawrence County and surrounding areas, specializing in auto, home, business, and life insurance. Come see Dan Pontius, Jessica Dix, and Tracy Giddings, and the rest of the team at Pontius Insurance, and receive the personalized service you deserve.
Top of the 5th inning, let's take a look at our Newcastle Transit Authority out-of-town scoreboard. The other games going on here across the county. In baseball, Union in Class 1A traveling down to take on Aquinas Academy. Last score update we have was a 1-0 game, Union leading that one there over the Aquinas Academy Crusaders. And as soon as I say that, I get the update. It's now 8-1 in favor of the Scotties. Other games going on. Mentioned Laurel hosting Aliquippa and Northgate hosting New Brighton. The other games here in Section 2 of Class 2A. Newcastle hosting West Allegheny. Mohawk traveling to Stowe Rocks, and Elwood City hosting Beaver Falls. We'll get you some other score updates as we go along here in this top of the 5th inning. Anthony Aiken was at bat when the runner was caught stealing to end the inning, so he will begin this top of the 5th inning, and you're noticing again a little bit behind on those 2 swings.
Yeah, so far from Anthony, not some great swings on the fastballs. I'd like to see him get the timing adjusted. Just starting the load a little bit early, like right? Just a little late.
And swings through that off-speed pitch for strike 2.
So if I see that type of swing on a 1-1 pitch as a pitcher, I'm going to repeat it, but a ball or 2 more out. Looks like he's digging a little bit.
Does go away, but misses upstairs. 2-2 the count. Anthony Aiken, 12 RBI on the season. Had a couple of big games early in the year, the wins against Central Valley and Ambridge especially in those high-scoring games. This one fouled back to the screen. Count remains 2-2. No, for the record, nobody in the press box jumped at that, right? No, nobody jumped. Big shout-out to our production crew up here in the booth. Good stuff here from Shenango, as always, and love this extra platform that we have to work with as that breaking ball misses away and the count runs full. If you can imagine, before we literally had our production where Matt is right now in that back corner, and then us in our spots as we are now. Can you imagine adding 3 more people into that booth? Not fun.
No, it's a little tight up here.
They always good to accommodate us, though. We're very appreciative of that here at Chuck Tanner Field. Though I think we're in agreement. 4:30 starts would be nice. Would be nice.
A little better. I was in a little bit of a rush today getting here for 4.
Yeah, we make it happen though. Again, this game originally scheduled at Neshannock would have been a 6 o'clock game. As that one misses outside for a ball 4 leadoff walk drawn by Anthony Aiken. First walk by Jonathan Santangelo in relief. That game now tomorrow at 6 o'clock, so plenty of time again for our track and field athletes for both teams to be able to go and compete here at Floyd Montgomery Track in the MAC Championships and then make their way up to Kirkwood Field for that 6 o'clock first pitch.
Do you have the reasoning to why Neshannock pushed back to 6 for all their home games?
I've heard a couple of different reasons, no one individual reason. Part of it, Coach Q, kind of like us, a teacher, sometimes tough to get there for these 4:30 games, so that just makes it a little bit easier. Also, I know a big part of it for some of these games is an umpire's issue. breaking ball, hit and run here. This one's lifted, fouled on the right field line and out of play. I mean, we mentioned it earlier that Aliquippa not able to have their game tomorrow because there's no umpires available. There's going to be games where you have a game maybe going on at 2 o'clock or 2:30 at Union, so that the umpires in that game can then go up to Neshannock to do a night game. Sliding back in is Anthony Aiken. 3 swiped bags on the year for the Speedy Junior. One of the MAC football all-conference players a year ago. That one misses downstairs. Count now 1-2 to Matt Pallarino. Walked and scored in the 4th.
Yeah, you said this is his first career varsity game. This kid is throwing very well. I think.
Good breaking ball there, but it misses away.
Pitch.
And you can tell too. I mean, looks like a young James Dotson. Yeah, not a lot of meat on them bones. Give a couple more years and to really beef up.
Yeah, no.
John, that's what I looked like as a senior. I wish I was like that as a freshman.
From a pitching perspective, what I'm looking for here.
Runner goes.
Pick.
Throw down, and again, a rough hop is going to allow Aiken to slide in. That's the 5th stolen base of the game for Neshannock by 5 different players. Coach Q and Neshannock aggressive, and just an unfortunate bounce yet again on the throw down from Anorak.
Yeah, and like I was saying, from the freshman here, something I've been watching from up here is the set position of his hands and how much he's almost digging with that ball when he's spinning. I don't want to say he's tipping, but it's pretty close to what I'm seeing right now.
And that's something, a freshman or middle school game, you might be able to get away with that a little bit more. But these coaches and these varsity players are going to see something like that if it is consistent doing that on one pitch or another.
Yeah. Now, like we said earlier, we just got to hunt out. Got to get ahead, strike one. Going to limit the body language, all positive here.
Good breaking ball from Santangelo there, but it misses inside to Joey Veronese for ball 1. 1 for 2 on the day is Joey V.
Yeah, I'd like to see one of the seniors or one of the leaders on Shenango call time at some point, even after this pitch, and go calm him down a little bit and talk to him. It's just seeing a lot of body language, a lot of things that you in this game, in this rivalry. It's 6-0, but it's not over yet. Shenango can score runs as quick as Neshannock did. Just got to slow the game down and go talk to him a little bit. Getting very frustrated out there.
Elwood City leading 10-0 over Beaver Falls. That breaking ball misses away. 2-1 now the count.
He's got the stuff. For a freshman, this kid's throwing very well. I'm impressed. This is like we said, where that red light, green light, where the game's going to speed up.
Foul back to the screen. Count now 2-2.
An old mentor of mine, J.J. Hoover, he actually, when the Pirates played the Cincinnati Reds in the wild card game, I believe that was 2013 at PNC Park, he was the guy that pitched in that game after Cueto.
Okay.
So he's actually a decent friend of mine now. I've got to know him over the years. He's talked to me a lot about all that stuff.
What I love about baseball is that there's so many little things you can do, but it's the mental part of the game that is so huge. And Joey Veronese is going to lift this one into shallow left center field and get it. Toshiba RBI, 7th run on the board for the Lancers. They lead 7-0 here over Shenango after that RBI single. Call Dale at 412-290-2156 for all your printer output device and digital workflow solutions, or find a dealer near you at business.toshiba.com.
Here's the time for your mound visit. 1st and 2nd, no outs. We got to slow the game down right now. We just got to get an out. We got to get ahead.
First pitch misses up and in to Jackson Biondi for ball 1. Seven runs scored, but only the 3rd RBI of the game. How about the bottom of the order cashing in, though, here, Richie? I mean, you got Joey Veronese now 2 for 3 with an RBI. You got Ryan Cameron in the on-deck circle right now. 2 for 2, 2 runs scored, 2 ribbies.
Yeah, and of the 7 runs scored, how many of them were walks? I think about 6 of them, maybe 5 of them.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one lifted towards right field, and it's going to be caught by the right fielder, Jack Kyler, and a quick throw back in, went to first. had a good chance at both first and second to maybe double off runners who were off and going with the pitch, but Pallarino and Veronese both able to get back in time.
Yeah, and there's the classic hit and run, or even run and hit there. You could decipher between the two of Coach Q trying to make something happen on a 2-0 count. You know fastball's coming. Jackson Biondi's a fastball hitter. Lancers, even up 7-0, still trying to make stuff happen.
First pitch misses downstairs for ball 1 to Ryan Cameron, and a big part of it too is that you also are sending messages for game 2 tomorrow. Hey, if you can end a game early and save pitching and not have to get into the bullpen, not that Rind is terrible in terms of what the pitch count is at the moment. 60 pitches thrown through the first 4 innings.
Yeah, and in this section, has there been a sweep yet from the top few teams? Laurel, Brighton,
no.
Freedom?
No, and I was talking with Coach Othides about that. It's very possible that 4 losses could win this section the way everything's kind of playing out, as that one's in there to Ryan Cameron, makes it count 2-1. Because Shenango at 5-1, they split with New Brighton. Freedom split series with Laurel and Neshannock, and I think New Brighton.
A lot of 1 checks, too. I'm surprised Neshannock hasn't stolen yet. I mean, that's 6 pitches in a row. I know he's a freshman, but if we're going to –
So talk about that. What do you mean by the 1 check there?
All right, so every time he comes set, so you're getting a sign right now. There you go. I like that.
Timing play to first base. So right on cue, I think Coach O was seeing the same thing you were.
Yeah, so basically every time he gets his pitch, he comes set. He looks at the base runner at second base 1 time, turns around, throws his pitch. After the second time, an experienced base runner like Matt Pallarino is going to play collegiate baseball, I believe.
Garrett College, yep.
That's a free base. So there you go again. That's about 7 pitches in a row where he's just coming set, checking once, not even doing a leg lift and slide step. And someone from the dugout, pitching coach, somebody in the field has got to recognize this. I mean, this is just little things at the end of the day that will lose you baseball games. Maybe not today. The game is what it is right now. But in the playoffs, little things like this make the difference. You can't do that and win.
Well, and you can't simulate this nearly as well in practices or in inter squads.
There you go. Here's your sign, set, check, once, and there's Matt taking off.
And this one's lined into right center field.
And Q putting a hit and run on again.
This is going to be extra bases. Now they're going to hold it first with Cameron, but have a day for the sophomore. Make it 3 for 3 with 3 ribbies for the 9-hitter, Ryan Cameron.
Yeah, and like I said, hit and run, meaning the base runner is stealing, the hitter is swinging as long as it's somewhat in the strike zone. You know it's 2-1 count. You know fastball's coming from a freshman that hasn't pitched before. Again, that's just Coach Q being, I don't like what I just saw there.
Not pleased on that one, and we're going to have another red zone pitching change. So we're going to step aside here real quick. Be back in a moment. Neshannock now an 8-0 lead here on Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in Neshannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
At Medore Bonner Law, we're more than just attorneys. We're your community partners. With a combined experience that spans decades, attorneys Jason Medore, Michael Bonner, and Greg Rossitelli are your trusted advisors for all legal matters. From personal injury to estate planning, business law to family disputes, we are here to guide you through every step of the legal process. Our full-service, community-based approach ensures that you're not just a client, but a valued member of our family. Give us a call or visit us online at MedoreBonnerLaw.com for more information.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $30 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapy is necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game.
Congratulations to our March LCAP Team of the Month. The Lawrence County SportsNet is proud to honor Newcastle Boys Bowling as March's LCAP Team of the Month after winning their first ever section title, qualifying for the Western Regional Finals, and having all 5 starters qualify for the WPIAL Individual Finals. Congratulations to Coach Pitzer and the Newcastle Bowling Team, our March LCAP Team of the Month.
Hey, Mom, do you need a ride to the store today?
Oh, no thanks, hon. I got it covered. Mike's taking me.
Okay, well, you have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, right? I can take you to that.
No, I got it covered too. Mike's taking me.
Mike?
Yes, Mike's my ex driver. Picks me up right at my door and even helps carry my groceries. It's so convenient to schedule and ride with Axe. Wish I would have called him sooner.
Okay, Mom. Sounds like you got it covered.
I have an apple pie ready to eat. How about you help me with that?
For Shenango, these changes. Now out in right field is Michael Egato. Jack Keeler is going to come to the mound, making his 3rd appearance on the year. 6 strikeouts, 2 walks, and 2 2/3 innings pitched. So again, Jack Keeler now on the bump for Shenango. And Egato out in right field. A good learning experience for Jonathan Santangelo out there, a freshman getting his first varsity innings. He left a couple of fastballs elevated that were a hit. You know, a couple things that you don't really get to see until you're in game action, like you mentioned with the one check at second base. Things that now he's going to be able to learn upon and be better for it here in the next couple of games and the rest of his high school career.
Yeah, great stuff there. For a freshman, I mean, I think he's throwing pretty good.
Yeah, good velocity,
decent
right?
Velocity on his fastball. Couldn't really tell if it was a slider or curveball. Did not locate many of them at all.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to fix that. We need to work on the timing, the checks to second base. But again, those are all things that can be learned with experience.
Runner goes, and Hutchinson had squared the bunt. I think
Coach
tried to pull back a little late.
Yeah, I don't think he was supposed to bunt that one. I think he was just trying to get in the catcher's vision by Coach Q's reaction there.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a fake bunt probably.
As a pitcher, that's what we want, getting ahead. Haven't seen much of that today from the Wildcats after the second inning. Getting ahead, good things normally happen.
Another throw over to first base, but it's going to go airmail. Cameron will advance to second on the error, and another unearned run scoring on the errant throw. So the errant pickoff attempt makes it run number 9 across the board for Neshannock.
Just need outs. Just need to attack and focus on the hitter. We're down 9-0. The priority needs to be on Cole, not on the base runner at second base. But little thing like that, Jack, what's he do? That's an experienced pitcher that's been there before. He holds the runner. It wasn't just a come set, quick look, slide step home. He kept his eyes on him for about 2 or 3 seconds. You'll see something different here probably. So he's holding him here.
Misses upstairs, but that's the difference between a junior who's thrown some varsity innings and a freshman who's getting his first varsity time on the diamond. And who knows how many JV games you've been able to get with, especially this spring, how rough the weather has been.
No hold. I mean, down quite a few, but no hold. And there's the Neshannock, right? Stealing away. If we're only going to check one time, or if we're not going to hold, we're going to go.
Yeah, I was going to say, so how much of that is a coach making a steal call versus a player at the base reading it and getting the good secondary lead and getting that jump on his own?
I know Neshannock has full green light. Even up 9-0, a lot of teams would probably take the green light off in this scenario, but Coach Q, they've been in games this year where they've been up 9-1, and then they've actually, I think they lost.
They lost to Freedom, yeah. They were up 10-2 in that game.
There is no taking the green light off. These guys are running. Ryan, again, call him a 9-hitter, but he's really not a 9-hitter. He's a second leadoff hitter, hitting over 3 for 3 today. Got to be about 500.
And he now has the team lead with 18 RBI on the year. As Hutchinson lifts this one down the line in left field, giving it a chase. Good job, A.J. Farilla tracking that one down just inside the foul line.
Up next, number 5, Jake Rinn.
Now Jake Rinn will come to the plate with 2 down. Good track by the junior Farilla out in the outfield. But yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, Neshannock, first off, how much would you have liked to have had offenses putting up 11 runs per game like Neshannock and Shenango have done this year?
Well, my junior year we did. My senior year, that's another story. So I've experienced both of them. It's a good thing, and it's tough as a pitcher sometimes.
First pitch inside, misses to Jake Rind for ball 1.
And I know in college, pitching in college, that was nice where you know every hitter in that lineup 1 through 9 can hit a ball out in the blink of an eye.
1-0.
Wanted that one.
Misses, or excuse me, did catch the bottom of the zone. Evens the count at 1-1. That was one of the questions that we had as one of our Melee Minute discussions. Not seeing many home runs in baseball in the BB Core era, just, the dead and bats in high school ball. Softball, though, I almost feel like we're starting to get almost too many home runs going on. There are a couple of freshmen and sophomores who had their first career home runs last week, and I almost didn't feel excited for it. Is there such a thing as too many home runs in high school ball?
From the softball side, I can't say I'm too familiar with it there. From baseball side, I would say yes, absolutely.
Ground ball in the 6-5 hole is going to get past Trey Ross into the outfield, rounding third. Coming to the plate and head first slide for Cameron. Makes it a 10-0 advantage for Neshannock.
So just another little thing that I'd like to see improved upon there. When you get that ball as the left fielder, you know that runner's going to score. The rule of thumb is, where's the base runner? If he's on the base or if he's past the base when that ball's in your glove, he's going to score. So at that point, you got to throw the ball through the third baseman's head so he can cut it off and not let the runner get to second base. So Jack gives up a single, but because we make a poor throw that is not an error, but it should be ruled an error, we got another guy on second base. Just lack of execution here today.
Hunter Wilson now steps to the plate with a 10-run advantage, and I'll beg to differ slightly. The outfielder, you get the ball in play. I mean, I didn't think the throw was too high that it couldn't have been cut. Maybe I missed the angle, but
maybe I missed the cutoff wasn't there.
Yeah,
but there was an error somewhere in there.
Yes.
The ball was rolling around the first baseline.
So whether it was that the throw was high or the cutoff man wasn't there, and again, you have, a senior Tyler Houck. He knows what he's doing, trust me. But he started at second base, maybe just a mental lapse, moving to a new position here later in the ball game.
Just a learning experience.
This is the #1 ranked team according to the Trib Live High School Sports Network. But tell you what, Coach Othides was very, very candid about that. He said, yeah, we're ranked #1. I don't care about that whatsoever. We've already got our 2 series against the bottom dwellers of the section. We still don't know who we are and what we can be. Well, they're getting a bit of a rude awakening here at home today, as this one's popped up by Wilson, but back and out of play.
Yeah, and not saying that you want to lose or even have a lopsided score like this, but sometimes every now and then a loss isn't the worst things,
right?
Especially midway through the season. I know there was a couple times I was in college where we got on big win streaks. I think one time we won 10 games in a row. Then we lost to a Clarion team that had 2 wins the whole season.
That's baseball.
And it kind of evened us out. It made us work a little bit harder the next day at practice. Maybe tomorrow it lights a fire in Shenango and they come out, playing up at Bub Kirkwood Field. I know that's always a good environment. Maybe this will light a little fire under them.
I got an interesting story about that we will probably get to here in the bottom of the inning, depending on what happens on this payoff pitch here to Hunter Wilson. Keelar misses outside open base, so he'll go down to first base. We'll talk about it right now. So this series, always competitive games, Richie, but believe it or not, the all-time since Coach Othides first took over in 2007, Neshannock 23 wins, Shenango just 5. Which it seems surprising when you think about all those great close games that you and I both competed in these Neshannock-Shenango rivalries. 3 of those wins, though, have come in the last 5 seasons. The real interesting part is what happened in 2019 and 2021. As we get the first pitch to Luca Mezzanot, missing away for ball 1. Because in 2019, Shenango 15-0 over Neshannock. In the rematch, Neshannock wins 8-7 the next day.
Wow. Well, that's baseball. That's what we just talked about. So tomorrow, it's a clean slate.
How about this, 2021? Shenango wins that one, also by 15 runs, 16-1. What happened the next day?
Neshannock wins.
9-2.
Wow.
Shenango has never swept Neshannock, even with those games that you're winning by a 15-run mercy rule. Neshannock came back the next day and was able to flip the script.
What a beautiful swing.
Luca Mezzanot makes it 11 as it brings home the courtesy runner Hayden Tatterson. But that's exactly my point, was that, what are you going to do? How are you going to respond? And I think that's it right there.
Yeah, a little gut check today for the Shenango Wildcats.
Another courtesy runner out there. That's Nathan Rickle, the courtesy runner at first base.
Outstanding freshman that is over there.
Yeah, you want to talk about that? How about
outstanding?
He was coming off the bench as a pinch hitter or a pinch runner, hitting .444 on the year, but not in the starting lineup here today. And I think we're going to get another runner. This is going to be a pinch runner, I think, going in.
Yeah, how many teams in AA do you think have a freshman like that coming off their bench?
I'll tell you what, there are a lot of freshmen who are doing some impressive things across the county here this year. As you got Cam Mills at Elwood City, he's leading their team in RBIs right now. That pinch runner is Lucas Walzer running at second base. How about that? Mentioned him earlier with
connection there.
Yeah, a little bit of one. Yeah, and he'll be throwing javelin tomorrow. The seedings have him ranked 4th, so he and Farilla going to battle it out on the javelin field, and then coming in up to Kirkwood Field for the nightcap. So 11-0, 2 down. After the Mesnot single, Neshannock has batted around. Anthony Aiken led off the inning with a walk and stole a base and scored. And you can hear Coach Q saying, hey, we're not stopping. We're still working. Missing upstairs, 2-0 to count now to Aiken. Number 1 ranked Shenango facing an onslaught of hits from Neshannock.
I believe last I looked, Shenango was ranked 5th in the state.
According,
is that accurate?
I believe they were 4th or 5th in the Trib Live rankings, yes. But, I mean, here's the thing. This section, again, is just so competitive. I really think the winning team, the champion of this section, is going to have probably 3 losses.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, the team to look out for is going to be Laurel.
Yeah.
With Lucas Santini on the mound, that kid can beat anybody in Lawrence County. Not even Lawrence County, excuse me there.
Yeah.
In AA, any day, any place, it does not matter. When that kid's on the mound, Laurel's going to be a problem in the playoffs. Like you said, they just got to get in, though.
Yeah.
All these teams.
Right now, yeah. How are you going to figure this out? You got Shenango, Freedom, New Brighton, Neshannock, and Laurel. If the playoffs started today, Laurel would be the team out. Now, again, they still have their section series against Aliquippa.
And Northgate.
Yep, and that's a big part of it. They've played a tougher part of their schedule so far. Shenango's still coming up late in the year. Ground ball to short, and going to try to get the speedy Aiken, and they do. Good play by Trey Ross to end the inning. But more damage done for Neshannock in the 5th inning. They put up another 5 runs on 4 hits. There were also a couple of walks in the inning. There was also an error in the inning, and 2 runners left stranded on the backs. 11-0, Neshannock leading Shenango. We'll be back in a moment here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
I love what I do because coming in every day is different.
How can you not enjoy these kids coming up and hugging you and giving you these great smiles all throughout the day?
Seeing the progress that our kids make every single day is one of the reasons I love coming to school.
What should we do? We have fun.
LCAP Early Learning Centers is hiring. Help empower young minds in Lawrence County and become a superhero today. Apply at lcap.org.
Celebrating 25 years of the best coverage of high school sports in Western Pennsylvania. This is the Trib Live High School Sports Network, covering 140 schools throughout all 3 sports seasons. Trib HSSN is always there. On tribhssn.triblive.com, you'll find live and archived broadcasts, scores, standings, news, and so much more. The Trib Live High School Sports Network, broadcasting high school sports in Western Pennsylvania for 25 years.
Bottom of the 5th inning, but it's last chance for Shenango as they trail 11-0 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Need to get 2 runs across to keep this game going. And right now, it's been all gas, no brakes from Jake Rind on the mound. 7 strikeouts. How do you deal, last couple of innings, a long break with your team getting it done in the batter's box? Obviously, you love to see that, but how do you keep loose out there, Rich?
Yeah, so there's a couple different things you can do. Little things we used to do in the dugout, things like jump rope, just your typical stretching, where are we at here? Sorry.
It's Jack
up. Yeah, so things like jump rope, maybe tossing a football around, playing catch, depending upon how your arm's feeling. Maybe even going down the right field line or into the bullpen and throwing a couple pitches. We used to call them short boxes, called it like 45 to 55-ish feet, little things like that. Then when I go back out for my warm-up pitches.
This one's chopped towards third. Biondi's going to come up, charge, step and throw for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, so little things like that you could do, or even in your warm-up pitches, rather than just giving it the old fastball, change-up, curveball, I'm going to simulate an at-bat right out the get-go to try and get me mentally, physically locked in. Little things like that I talk through with my pitchers all the time. Hopefully they're prepared for it.
Young pitchers, I hope you heard that. What did he say? He talked about mentally being in there more than anything.
Yeah, pitching's about 90% mental.
So this now batting is going to be Michael Egito. So he went in for Santangelo as the player being DH'd for. So Shenango has lost the DH.
What a fun rule that is, huh?
I know Professor Briggs up north is loving that one. Egito batting for himself officially here in the fifth.
That's what a work colleague of mine is coaching his son's Little League team this year. And he asked me what a DH is, and asked me to explain the rules of a DH to him. And I think through.
Ground ball back through the box, taken on the backhand by Cameron. Let's just say it right now. It's going to be tough to find him not being your MVP insurance MVP of the game, but I'll tell you what, the right-hander on the mound is going to have something to say about it as well. 1 out away from a complete game shutout.
Yeah, we got Ryan 3 for 3. Do you have a number of RBIs on him?
3 as well. 3 runs, 3 RBI.
A double. The double in the third inning started everything. I mean, it's close. Jake's throwing a gem, though.
He is. And how about this? Jake has now retired.
How many straight?
10 of his last 11.
1 hit, right?
1 hit was Jack Keeler back in the second.
Single up the middle.
A reach on an error and a hit batsman is the only base runners of the game here for Shenango, who's now down to their final strike with Ricky Ziegler at the plate. Coming back after the game, we will have our gem scoring recap, and as well as our Melee Chiropractic Play of the Game and that MVP Insurance MVP of the Game award. The 0-2. Breaking ball just misses downstairs.
Slider. Struck him out on the exact same sequence in the third inning. I'm guessing you're going to see a fastball right here.
And he does. Swing and a miss for strike 3. A 1-2-3 inning to end it. And a final score in 5 innings. Neshannock takes down the top-ranked Shenango Wildcats 11-0. Game 2 in 24 hours at Kirkwood Field. We'll take a break, come back with the Tri-County Principals post-game show when we return. Neshannock 11-0 here at lcsportsnet.com, powered by LCAP.
Here at Shenango, the teachers and staff love their Wildcats. In the classroom, or wearing the blue and gold, we have their back, and we wish the Cats the best this season.
This video is brought to you by the Shenango Area Education Association.
Just like going to the doctor, our homes need a checkup too. If your home is not properly weatherized, you could be at risk for symptoms that cause unhealthy ailments and higher utility bills. The Weatherization Assistance Program is the key to reducing utility costs and increasing comfort in your home. Services include an in-home energy audit to inspect your furnace and hot water tank, check for air sealing around windows and doors, and ensure adequate insulation and ventilation. Learn more at lcap.org or call the Department of Healthy Homes to get your checkup today.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $30 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapy is necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Maley Chiropractic keep you in the game.
When it comes to shopping for insurance, there are thousands of options out there. MVP Insurance proactively shops and compares your policies to find the best coverage and rate. Josh Mathur and David Verratti want to provide you with the level of personalized service that you know that you are the MVP of their agency. They simplify insurance so you can live stress-free. Visit one of their locations in Zingley Opal or in New Springfield, Ohio. Call MVP for the win, proud sponsor of the MVP of the game on the Lawrence County SportsNet.
Your hip, your knee, your shoulder, whatever has been holding you back, UPMC Orthopedic Care is where you'll find experts to help you get back to a better quality of life. UPMC is pioneering minimally invasive surgeries, and we offer personalized treatment plans and same-day surgery to get you home and moving sooner. It's your ankle, your elbow, your hand, and it's your move. Visit upmc.com/ortho to learn how UPMC can help.
Thank you for calling Axe. Where can we take you today?
To work, to the store, to Grandma's house. Axe can get you there, but it's much more than a ride. It's a joyride.
I'm helping people. I'm getting them out of their house. I'm taking them to their doctors, to the grocery store.
They say I'm entertaining. Okay, we laugh, we joke, we sing, we tell stories.
They're like family to us.
Even if it's the same day, to schedule your joyride, call Axe today.
Tired of gasoline costs? Why drive? Let the Newcastle Transit Authority take you where you want to go. Serving the city of Newcastle and stops throughout Lawrence County, as well as weekday service to Pittsburgh. Public transportation just makes sense. Why drive when you can relax and ride? For more information or for route schedules, log on to newcastletransit.org. The Newcastle Transit Authority, going your way. And remember, senior citizens ride free.
Calling all sports fans. Never miss a moment with real-time alerts, keeping you in the loop when your favorite teams are playing.
Get instant updates sent straight to your phone with game schedules, changes, and all the latest news.
You can receive important updates and reminders, so you're always prepared for game time.
Be the first to cheer on your local teams and show your support.
Receive important updates and reminders, so you're always prepared for the game.
Signing up is quick and easy. Don't miss out. Sign up now and stay connected to the action.
Plus, follow us on social media for live updates, behind-the-scenes content, and community news.
It's the Tri-County Principals postgame show here at lcsportsnet.com. Lawrence County SportsNet powered by LCAP. Neshannock powered by 9 hits and a 1-hit shutout performance on the hill as the Lancers take down Shenango 11-0. Let's get right into it with your GEM Master Builders and Craftsmen scoring recap. Neshannock came out strong top of the first inning. A couple of hits from Rind and Wilson, but a double play ended the threat. Shenango had a little bit of momentum going into the bottom of the first inning. They got a runner reach on an error with 2 outs and a 2-out single in the first 2 innings did Shenango, but were unable to do anything with it. In the top of the third inning, Neshannock strikes first. A leadoff double from the 9-hitter Ryan Cameron. He would later score on an errant throw. A couple of errors in the inning leading to runs in the inning for Neshannock. Cole Hutchinson walked, stole second, also ended up scoring on an error from the third baseman on a ball hit by Hunter Wilson. It was 2-0 Neshannock through 2.5 innings. They would then put up 4 more runs in the 4th inning. A leadoff walk from Matt Pallarino. He stole third. Jackson Biondi also walked and stole second. Ryan Cameron does it again. This time drives in 2 runs with a single. Made it at that point 4-0. A walk from Cole Hutchinson. Jake Green would ground out, but then Hunter Wilson would put a ball in play. A tough play deep at short from Trey Ross. Couldn't handle it. Allowed 2 more runs to come across. It was 6-0 Neshannock through 4 innings of play. And in the top of the 5th inning, Neshannock sends 10 batters to the plate. Anthony Aiken, Matt Pallarino both walked. Joey Veronese singles to drive in a run. A fly out from Biondi, and then another RBI single from Ryan Cameron makes it a 3-for-3 day for him. Made the score 8-0 at that point. Jake Rinn with an RBI single. Luka Mesnot with another RBI single as well to round out the scoring. 11-0. the final here today from Chuck Tanner Field. Your line score, 11 runs on 9 hits for Neshannock, 1 error. They left 7 on base. Shenango, no runs, 1 hit, 4 errors, 3 runners left on the bags. Richie Saragnese, you said it at least 4 or 5 times. We say it infinitely many times at any baseball game. Walks and errors. For Neshannock, 1 hit batsman, no walks, 1 error. For Shenango, 8 walks, 4 errors. There's the tail of tape right there. While you're talking about that, I'm going to count how many of those walks led to hits, or led to directly to runs scored.
Yeah, 12 free passes from Shenango against Neshannock, who is as schooled up as a high school baseball team as you're going to find anywhere in the county, in the western side of the state. Single A to quad A to 6A, it doesn't matter. Neshannock practices like no one else. Okay, so giving them 12 free passes, there's just no possible way you can beat them in this game playing like that.
6 of the walks scored.
Wow. So again, like we talked about, errors, walks, that's the name of the game. Whoever executes better, Neshannock today had the better day. Tomorrow it could be completely opposite, but that's just how it is. You just can't make that many errors, especially your senior leader on the mound. Little things like first and third botch defense, like errors in the field can happen. Mental errors, letting the game speed up on you. Catcher throwing the ball at the same divot, 2 or 3 times where the ball gets into the outfield, that contributes to Neshannock scoring a run. It was more of the mental errors from Shenango that was a letdown, I would say. On your home field, game 1, your ace is going. He's leading the county in innings, leading the county in pitches. Yeah, this is Shenango's Super Bowl. Like you said, in the rivalry game, Shenango hasn't beaten Neshannock multiple times. Neshannock had their number. Big disappointment from the Wildcats, but here we go. You're facing some adversity. What are you going to do now? Are we just going to give in tomorrow against Neshannock at their place, or are we going to fight back? So I'll be really curious to see what the Wildcats have.
Lone hit of the game came from Jack Keeler with 2 outs in the second inning for Shenango. Your line score on Jake Rind, 5 innings pitched. I'm at 70 pitches thrown unofficially.
On the dot, yeah.
1 hit, 7 strikeouts, and a hit batsman. He is your winning pitcher now at 5-0 on the season. Joe Campoli takes the loss. 6 runs, 2 of them were earned. 5 walks, 1 strikeout. Gave up 5 hits on the game. And again, 6 walks in the game, directly scored in the game for Neshannock. Hunter Wilson on base all 4 times, a walk, a single, and 2 reach on an error. Cole Hutchinson walked twice and scored as a couple of big contributors for Neshannock offensively. Matt Pallarino also walked twice and scored on the game as well. Ryan Cameron, 3 for 3 from the 9-hole, 3 runs scored, 3 RBI. That double that started things off in the top of the 3rd inning. Talk us back through that at bat. A 2-0 pitch, your 9-hitter to coming to the plate. When I was a 9-hitter, I was probably getting that take sign every single time, not Ryan Cameron.
100%, and that speaks to Coach Q and the faith that he has in Ryan as his 9-hitter. I don't even like to call him a 9-hitter. We'll call him his second leadoff hitter. 99% of the time in baseball, 2-0 count, leading off the inning. After Campoli dominated him the first 2 innings, you're getting a take, Coach Q. He gives his guys the green light. I know the mental preparation they put in. I know the approach that they have. We're not going to get into too much detail there, but I know what they're looking for in certain counts. They just execute their game plan a little bit better today.
So we're going to get, for that leadoff double, getting the first run of the game. I mean, you could have picked any number of his hits as your play of the game today, but that's going to go to Ryan Cameron, your Maley Chiropractic play of the game to Ryan Cameron, who just got his customized T-shirt, courtesy of the Red Zone, in recognition of being today's Maley Chiropractic play of the game. And you can view the full list of plays of the game by going to lcsportsnet.com, click on awards. Congratulations, Ryan Cameron, your Maley Chiropractic play of the game. Let Maley Chiropractic keep you in the game. And yes, a 3 for 3 performance, 3 runs scored, 3 RBI. Tough not to be the MVP of the game, but, I mean, the Bulldog mentality that Jake Rind put out there today, a 1-hitter through in 5 innings of play. What most impressed me was he came out, competed, and did what he doesn't normally do. He got the strikeouts, 7 strikeouts today.
Struck a lot of guys out. Like we said, normally doesn't strike guys out. Today he had 7 of them. It was just his day, and he really didn't do anything special. I haven't gone back and looked too much into the charts, but I know his first 2 innings, and I'm looking at the third one now, so second time through he started to spin a lot more, which is what you normally see about 90% of the time that's going to happen. First time through the lineup, let's attack with the fastball, see what they can do. Well, the first time through, they really didn't do much of anything other than jack single up the middle. After that, he started to spin, started to locate a little better, threw a couple change-ups in there that I had to the left-handed hitters. So really impressive stuff from Jake, ace on ace, with playing the team that's ranked 5th in the state on their home field. All the hype is on Shenango. Shenango's said to beat Neshannock before this game. Neshannock just played Union on Saturday. It was an ugly game. Coach Q will tell you that himself. He was not happy with his team after the game. They won, but they made 5 errors. They walked a ton of batters. So coming off of that win on Saturday that Shenango had in the Anthony Ashone game, just an amazing performance by Jake.
That's why he is your MVP Insurance MVP of the game. He just got his customized T-shirt courtesy of the Red Zone in recognition of being today's MVP of the game. And again, you can view the full list of game MVPs. Go to lcsportsnet.com, click on awards. Congratulations, Jake Rind, a 1-hit shutout, 7 strikeouts on the day for the senior right-hander. Your MVP Insurance MVP of the game, call MVP for the win. So what this does in the standings, Shenango still is alone at the top of the section standings with a 5-2 record. Neshannock, though, also at 5-2. So I guess not alone, as they are now tied going into game number 2 of the series tomorrow. That's a 6 o'clock start at Kirkwood Field. We won't have a broadcast for it, but we should have coverage. Follow us on social media. We'll have live updates coming for you from that game for sure. Time of the game, by the way, tonight, 1 hour and 40 minutes. Neshannock, an 11-0 victory over the Shenango Wildcats. And we're going to see it. I think Coach Q was going to make his way up, but, knowing him, he probably got run into by about 4 or 5 different people. So while we see if we can get a chance to get him up here, a couple other finals in. Unfortunately, Shenango softball loses a tight one, 2-1 to Riverside today. Wilmington, the other softball game, defeated West Middlesex 3-0. In the baseball diamond, Elwood City 15-0 over Beaver Falls. Laurel 16-1 over the Quips. Newcastle was trailing West Allegheny, a 10-5 score earlier in the game, and Union defeated Aquinas 8-1 in that contest. Still looking for a Mohawk updated score. They're all over Stowe Rocks, 17-0 in that one. Mentality for Shenango. You're probably going to have Trey Ross coming out, him and Tyler Houck ready to go tomorrow. Neshannock, they have the rest of their arsenal ready to go on the hill. Just what's got to be the main mentality for Shenango, especially for tomorrow's game?
Well, the best thing for Shenango is it's a new ball game. It's a new day. Okay, they show up tomorrow. Sure, they lost today, but it's a new day. 0-0. You're still tied at top of the section. So tomorrow, in essence, is for the section, I don't want to say championship, but for section lead. Trey Ross, an experienced pitcher, kid that's been there, has pitched at Kirkwood Field before, probably should be fine. Just needs to limit the walks, limit the errors from the Wildcats, and they should be okay. I highly doubt today happens again tomorrow. Then for the Lancers, they have more pitching than just about anybody in AA. The depth they have, Jackson Lauda, Denny, Joseph, guessing you'll see one of those 2 guys tomorrow, maybe Ryan Cameron on the mound, Thomas Morrell, Cole Hutchinson. I know Anthony Aiken's been tossed in there a little bit in practices and stuff like that, a high-velocity guy. Then they have some young guys, Lucas Walzer, Mason Rose, Gregory Measle. Any of those guys could give innings tomorrow for the Lancers, so they can go inning by inning, batter by batter. They have the depth. Shenango on the other side, I don't know how much depth they have with only 4 guys throwing innings this year, and your ace is down.
We'll see what they can do. Again, don't need to remind either one of these teams what's happened twice in the last 6 years. A team winning a Mercy Rule game in Game 1 and the opposition getting the win in Game 2. But today it's Neshannock 11-0 over Shenango. And I got to mention this real quick because I didn't get a chance to during the game. Dom Cubelis was cleared to practice today. So that's another key to the cog for Neshannock to potentially be back. Not expected to play anytime soon still. Just cleared to practice, but talk about that being getting your Gannon commit ready to go here for the stretch run of the season.
That's enormous for Neshannock. That's their heartbeat. That is their leader, Division II center fielder. Not sure if he'll be able to pitch. We're going to talk through that. Try and get him ready for playoffs, maybe late in playoffs. It's going to take some time because, unfortunately, the hand that he hurt was his left hand, his throwing hand. So that process, it's not like hitting where he can go stand in on a couple bullpens, see some live from some of the JV, mid-varsity arms, some of your younger guys. within knowing Dom and his preparation, within 2 weeks, he's probably fine. On the other hand, pitching, for every week that you're down, we say that it takes 2 weeks to get back up. He's been down about 4 to 6 weeks. So pitching, maybe playoff time, he could come out of the pen. I know that's been his role with Neshannock the last couple of years, is when it gets sticky, that's Coach Q's guy to go to. So he's going to try to get back. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. First things first, we got to get to the playoffs.
Yeah, good news there for Neshannock for sure. And again, this is going to be a dogfight the entire way. We expect a 3 or 4 loss team to be winning this section in the end. Right now, Shenango and Neshannock battle for first place tomorrow at 6 o'clock. We'll have coverage at LC SportsNet on Twitter for sure, and we'll keep you updated there. We'll have track coverage tomorrow. Matt and Garrett will be back here for the day. For the MAC Championships, we'll have full coverage all day here from Shenango High School. Check that out. Does a great production there, does Matt Flannery, for everything here. You'll get to see all the events. Trust me, if you haven't checked it out yet, make sure to do so. Going to be a lot of fun tomorrow. And then on Saturday, weather depending, Union hosting Wilmington on the softball field. And then Monday, next week, as we get into the stretch run, how about a Shenango-Laurel doubleheader, both at Laurel softball and baseball? We're doing them both, Rich, as long as you want to make the trip down after school.
I'm going to try my best. Try my best.
That's a bit of a shorter drive
that'll be a little bit
for
easier.
sure. If Rich is available, he'll be there with me for we'll put you on baseball. Don't worry for that game. That's what's coming up here in the next week on LCSportsNet.com. Again, big thanks, Jan Buda, everyone here at Shenango for everything they do. Coach Othedes and Coach Q, always great stuff. Great helps to us time and time again. For the entire crew, Garrett Dolan, Matt Flannery, my broadcast colleague Richie Saragnese, I'm James Dotson saying so long and stay tuned. Track tomorrow, softball over the weekend, and the stretch run afterward. It's all here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This